That one, and then we're in. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear us. Great, say something.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, cool. Right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the stream. It's Matt and
Grace.
Yeah.
I think they already know.
Sharmoni knows. Sharmoni the hero. Yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. So today we're going to be doing a community call stream. Oh, I got it right first time. I'm so good at this now. We can hear you. We can or can't hear you. Do you mean me or Grace? I know you can hear me because I can see my levels going. Can you hear Grace? Grace says something interesting.
Hello again. I have nothing interesting to contribute. We're going to see some interesting community tech.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So let's do that. So yeah, so the aim of today's stream is to do a community call where we basically just showcase all the cool stuff that the community has been, well, all of the cool stuff, because we've been here quite a while. Some of the cool stuff that the TerraTech community has been building. So let's get a few bits out of the way first, shall we? Bits of news. Yeah, so Monday we released TerraTech Update 1.4.20, which if you're a fan of the show, a fan of the series, you would have seen us sort of teasing a lot of the content that's gone into that. So things like the Wasteland biome and the resource radar was all included in update 1.4.20. So go check those out if you haven't already, if you're on the Steam version, because they are very fun and there's some interesting things in there.
Yeah.
Point of order done. Thanks for the input, Grace. Moving on to... I'm going to have the water. Well, actually, I'm only wasted. Yeah, we missed a trick with that part. The other bit of news. So, interesting bit actually. We've had some feedback regarding the Wasteland biome. Now, what we introduced with that particular biome was the scrap pile, which was a resource node that gave you components rather than raw resources, things like that. Now, this was a design. Sorry. So yes, the scrap pile's gone in. Now, you can only harvest the scrap pile using the Better Future laser. I can't remember the full name of the actual laser, but it's one of the Best Future lasers. I think it's a disc laser or something like that. Now that was a partly technical reason, but also a design reason, which I'm going to talk about now anyway, because I feel like it's important to talk about, because we're into the next phase of developing this sort of system. Basically, we're going to introduce different weapon damage types, and that's going to be visualized with icons and stuff in the game. We're going to sort of rejig some of the UI to sort of showcase what some of the damage types are in TerraTech. I don't have them in front of me, so I can't list off the full list, but there's like 6 or 7 different damage types that currently exist. So there's things like explosive damage, there's bullet damage, which is sort of like physical damage. I think there's like melee damage, I'm not sure, but one of them is a new one that we've just introduced with this update called electric type damage. Now, we didn't have time, or there were other technical reasons why we couldn't introduce a whole ream of new electrical weapons in this update, which is why or any electrical updates, which is why we've kind of refactored one of the existing weapons, the Better Future laser weapon, to be an electrical weapon. And that's the only weapon that you can use to harvest the scrap piles. So the design sort of the reason behind that was it's kind of an end game weapon, therefore it kind of gates that biome to end game content. That kind of seems to have confused people, quite rightly, because we've basically just taken what feels like an arbitrary weapon and just did arbitrary things behind it. But there are design reasons why, technical reasons as well. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups. But all will become clear in the next update. But like I mentioned earlier, it's all to do with how we present the damage types of weapons. And this was sort of the first pass of that almost. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Ah, good. Not that you're like the lowest bar.
But if I was,
that would
yeah.
That good. So I hope that makes sense to chat. I hope chat understands that.
If not, we'll have more information on it elsewhere in the future, so everyone can ask questions and take it at their own pace. Exactly.
So when I have something to show, which might not be for a while, we'll do like a whole new stuff stream where we can kind of show kind of exactly what we mean when we say that. But yeah, so I'm kind of alluding to a few bits, but watch this space is what I'm trying to say. Here we go. So Darwin says, do you mean standard bullet, energy, explosive, impact, fire, cutting, plasma? That's exactly what I mean, Darwin. Those are the exact... so Darwin in Twitch chat has listed them all. They are standard, bullet, energy, explosive, impact, fire, cutting, and plasma. Those are currently the existing damage types. In the last update, we added another damage type called electric or electrical. Again, that's even work in progress. That was just sort of something that was like a placeholder almost, name of the cave. It doesn't have to be electric, but it was just something that we could use that you could actually mine the new scrap pile node. And the idea being as well that you kind of want something a bit surgical. It's kind of like, it's kind of hard taking stuff apart, like circuits and that sort of stuff. You don't want to sort of go at it with a sledgehammer or, a rocket, for example, because what you will have left is dust. And bits of scrap, whereas these are kind of the idea being these kind of refined components. Precise, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So again, there's design reasons that will become obvious in future updates, but at the minute we're kind of having to kind of make things up as we go along, which in a nutshell is kind of how we do TerraTech. Cool. Will you ever add water?
Me personally, no.
That wasn't a hint. That wasn't a subtle. Probably. Well, Grace. No, Grace won't have it.
No, I won't.
She does.
I don't know how.
I mean, neither. So between the two of us, we will not add water. However, hang on.
I mean, you've got your water right there.
I'm currently adding water to myself. That was a weird way of phrasing that.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a long hot day. So. Water is a weird one. So how can we say about water? Not a lot really. It's kind of one of those things where we know the community would really like it. We know that the players sort of see water in other games that are similar to TerraTech and think, oh, they've done it. I'd love to see that sort of thing in TerraTech. It's not particularly high on our list of priorities at the minute. The main factor being the amount of work that we're going to it. It's a substantial. We're talking about a whole new game. The amount of content that would have to go into it. So you're talking about a water biome, a whole new water biome that has water, like sea levels and that sort of stuff. You'd have to have blocks that would have to interact with that, so buoyancy blocks. Almost like a whole new corporation.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we know people want and it gets brought up, but it's not actively being developed.
Yeah, that's the best way to phrase it. Yeah.
It just comes up in conversation.
Yeah, and Charmaine makes a good point on Twitch chat that the water physics are complex. Yeah. So that's not, we sort of, I'm giving broad strokes as to what kind of work would go into it, but then you get into the nitty gritty minutiae. I learned that word today.
Very good.
Yeah,
there's also stuff that you don't even know is an issue until it comes up, like in game development. So often it's like a domino effect, and you're like, oh, I did this one thing, and it's uncovered a whole host of other problems. So it would be, even if we think it's difficult, that means it would be even more difficult.
There's compounding factors. There's another thing another excuse, another reason why, but yeah, ultimately, like Ray said, it's just when you start, there's just no end to oh, that was it. So yeah, TerraTech now is 8 years old since we started developing it, and that's old for a game. That is old for an out of the box sort of premium game, right? So adding new layers and adding new sort of things like water biomes and that sort of stuff is inherently dangerous. Like I can't go into too much specifics, but like you're basically refactoring a core part of the game, and that's not a good idea when it comes to something like TerraTech, where we're kind of bolting things on here and there. So things like the new biome, for example, that's sort of just been added on. That's exactly why you'd have to start a new game save in order to access the new biome, because we've kind of just chucked it on there almost.
I think as well, it's one of those things where if you have to ask us about it, that means we're probably not doing it because we would want to shout about it if we were. So if you don't hear anything about it from us, we're probably not looking at doing it anytime soon.
Exactly. That's really a good way of saying shut up about it. Stop asking.
Yeah. I mean, you could ask.
Yeah, of course. No, of course. Super. All right. Okay. So I think we've kind of covered, and then also like it's water and crafting, co-op crafting are two of the biggest things that I end up talking a lot about on stream.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. I'm more than happy to talk about it because That is literally what I'm here for. Cool. Right.
You might not like the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it might not be what you want to hear. Super. I mean, get your ideas in chat, actually. If you do want to sort of, what kind of marine corp, kind of aqua corp would you want to see?
Dry coral reef biome. That would be very neat.
Like a dry...
So like a
Oh,
dried
that
up.
would be cool. Like a dried out seabed kind of thing. Oh, that would be cool. And by the way, Jack, can you let us know how we're sounding? Do we sound echoey? Do we sound alright? Can you hear us? I'd love to know, because we're having some troubles with our mic. Every time somebody asks about water biome, Matt grows by 1 centimetre in height, and that's exactly why I am now 3 metres tall. Starry June, thanks for the heads up. Good stuff. Yeah, we can hear you. Awesome. Right, let's move on to some more interesting stuff than just me and Grace talking about stuff. Grace, can you press the... Oh, can you reach? Press the playing button. Yes! Chat, we got a new stream deck thing from for the stream. And now I can press, at the press of a button, I can switch between this and this. So I won't go into the others because that would stop the stream, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, we're in game. So let's take a look. So there are not a lot of submissions for this week's community call. There's 3 texts and 1 video. So I'll show the text first, and then I'll showcase Darwin's mod showcase video thing that they've sent in. I don't think many people are here today. No, it's quite quiet, but I'll let you watch. It's cozy. What did you say?
I said it's cozy.
Oh, it is cozy.
So you're agreeing with me?
No, I did. And then I realised, did you say cozy or have I just... yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So... Sorry. Let's take a look at Sharmoni. So first up is Sharmoni. Shout out to Sharmoni, who have submitted something. Was it this one? No, that was something else. Was it this one? Wait, hang on. I could load this one earlier.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
So what happens when you do it live? So confused.
I could literally load this in earlier. This block no longer exists. I've been playing with this already. I took screenshots with it a minute ago. Oh, I'm going to need to reload. Saved in unstable. Ooh. Right, I'm going to
like cold music, like technical difficulty music.
Right, I'm going to switch back to this while I reload the game into hopefully a different version, so that I can reload your mod. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You're absolutely right,
but sometimes it does.
Sometimes it just likes to be a pain. What other things can we talk about? So yeah, do you have any feedback on the latest update, on update 1.4.20? Head over to our Discord server. If you aren't already, we have a whole suggestions channel in there. You can suggest new ideas, you can provide feedback on all the new content that's gone in. And we may or may not do that suggestion that you've asked. So,
we do read them all and discuss them all.
We do read them all. They are triaged. Which is a fancy way of saying yes or no to things. Oh, this chair is not good on my derriere.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, Grace, it's going now, everyone. Oh yeah, wow, that was a quick 15 minutes. Yeah, go for it. Hey chat, say goodbye to Grace. They're saying goodbye. Not yet, they will. Cheers, Grace. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. When we've got a little afterwork party in a few weeks.
Yeah, we do.
I could, if you want, jump on then. I could be because the thing won't start till 5. So everyone enjoys.
Yeah.
That brief insight.
Well, we'll get more people on that day because I feel like there will be more people in the office, so we can have people jumping in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Bye, Grace. Cheers, mate. Oh, I've done that right. Whoops, sorry, everyone. Have we get any? Okay. Right, the game is going to reload now. Let me get it open. Sorry about this. Yeah. There we go. Right, what's chat saying? Everyone's just saying goodbye to Grace. Yeah, bye, Grace. Alright, the game is reloading, so I'm going to switch to this. You're going to have a start screen. You're going to have an orange blob in the corner. Go away, orange blob. I'm actually going to tilt this upwards so I can move my chair up and not have a backslide. Come on! There you go. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Right, come on, game. Oh no, the game's crashing. There you go. Let's try again. Let's. Here we go. Right. Let's move this over here so I can see stuff. Come on, everyone. Fingers crossed. Oh my goodness. I just restarted the game. That's all I did. That's all I have to do. How funny, right. So let's get this thing loaded. More charging. And I'm going to read off what Sharmoni has written about this thing. This is Sharmoni's tech. It's a harvester, it's a mobile crafting base, it's a battle tank. The trifecta, as we like to call it. One to anchor, okay. I can anchor. People are asking about block limit. Oh, size of queue has already answered the question. Cool, right, so that's gonna charge up. We'll have a fully charged Tequila. Play around with. So this is it's the crafting thing. I'm gonna move it, once it's fully charged, I'll move it over to the crafting area. And we can see what kind of things it does. Does it craft? Does it craft? Yeah, there's crafting bits, there's fabricators, there's all sorts. Right, let's unanchor. And shift this thing over to the crafting area, or I can show you some of its crafting capabilities. And then I'm going to show you some of its, what else is it for you? Mobile, oh okay, so harvesting, and then we'll do crafting, and then we're going to do some battling. Oops. Crafting zone. So we're all named called fabricators. Oh yeah, you can see a few here, nice. So let's see what this thing can do when it comes to mining. I have a strong suspicion that it will be fine. Mining has never really been a problem in TerraTech. And we've acquired some resources. Blow all this stuff up, getting some wood. Getting some more wood. Man, this is fun. I forget how fun mining or harvesting stuff was. Just put it on there. Yeah, get some oilite. Beautiful. That should be enough. I'm not sure what I can craft with any of this, but I will see. So we have a universal fabricator, we have the GSO fabricator here. Why can't you open? Oh, I need that. Doi. Right, let's see. What can I make? Cool, I can make a GSO 1 block. Can I? Yeah, I can. Oh no, I can't. I'm missing plumbites. Let me get some plumbites. Plumbite, there you go. I need some plumbite. I got some plumbite. Now I need to anchor, and then I will produce a GSO 1x1 block. Come on. Wait, that is plumbite, and I have plumbite ore. Let me try again. Okay, let me just let's cancel that, and I'll try that again. A bit of wood, a bit of plumbite. There you go, another bit of plumbite. Beautiful. Not in receiver. I mean, which receiver? Hand feed to refinery on top. Okay, alright, fine. Where is the it doesn't need a refinery, does it? It means it's just the raw ore. Anyway, you get the idea. Come on. Where can I put you to make you do the thing? I put you in this silo. You don't want to do what I want you to do you? Anyway. Or on conveyor. Let's try and put you on a conveyor. Where are the conveyors? They're very well hidden. Oh, up here. Let's. No, on here. No. Oh. Okay. Did that? Okay, no, I can find them though. I can find some oil. I put them in the resource radar by accident. Here we go. Right. Bish bosh. That was what I wanted to do, and then I made a 1x1 block, and then the SE is gonna suck it in. I love stuff like this. This is what wriggles my jiggles. This stuff is amazing. The refinery has spark. Yeah, it's fine. I figured it out because I'm a pro gamer, pro TerraTecher. That's what it does, right? So you know, this is an all-in-one thing, right? So you go around and you kill the bad guys, you kill the enemy techs, and you find resource nodes, and you craft stuff that you need from these resource nodes, and then you finish the game. So with all that said, let's go to the danger zone. Let's do a turret run. I want to do a turret run. I have high hopes for this one, Ernie. Well, oh, where did all my resources go? Gosh darn it. Yeah, that missile spam is strong. I'm gonna hold spacebar down. Spacebar and forward. We can, where do we get resource radar from? So you should be able to craft the resource radar. It's a Geocorp block. I think it's grade 3 Geocorp, so it's quite late game. Unless you're Geocorp grade 3, you may have a hard time getting it. But other than that, you should be able to craft it, or you should be able to find it in trading stations. There's all sorts of things you can. There's all sorts of ways to get in that block, I believe. Alan GoLab on YouTube asks, how can you ruin the experience for the TerraTech on console from the experience to gameplay to even colours and logic? I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. What are you trying to get at there, Alan GoLab? And then, do you want to know how you can do that? Or how do you want to know, are you trying to ask a thinly veiled question on how we ruined the Switch version? I'd be interested to know what you mean. Anyway, right, so to no, absolutely nobody's surprise, maybe mine slightly, that Sharmoni's deck has made a full run of the turret run, and that is, I mean, that's not even close, right? We're barely even halfway through our Vactras. This thing is good, this thing is very good. Because there is lots of weapons, there's lots of miniguns, there's cannons, there's all sorts of shenanigans going on in this thing, and I love it. What else have we got? Well, then obviously there's the harvesting capabilities, and the resource radars, 2 resource radars on the top, just in case one isn't enough and you want to search for 2 different resources at the same time. It's got an SCU, mobile SCU as well, so you can just suck up all the blocks that you get. Anything like your all-in-one thing, right? I don't even know what more do you need to do with this, right? What more would, if you were to have this in campaign? I'm gonna actually see how much this thing costs. Oh, it's a scratch at 683,000. So if you were able to afford all these blocks, well, that's kind of it, right? After that, you've kind of completed the game because there's nothing more you need to do with it, which I like. I like that this is end game stuff, right? Sharmoni, as always, absolutely killing it. I appreciate you. I'm going to restart the R&D lab because I have some more text I need to show off. What time? We're 25 minutes past. Oh, we're kind of, we're getting through them. The next up is from Real Hackaroonies. Good name. Real Hackaroonies on the forums. Shout out to you if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or any of the channels that we are streaming on. I believe it is this one. It's the GCM Vesta. Oops. Accidentally went into the... Okay, so let's try and, before I do anything, I'm going to just read the instructions. Okay, a medium-sized combat airship with tails. Interesting. Do not use the multiplayer. Your game will crash due to bolts acting weird. Okay, right. So don't. I'm not in multiplayer. In single player, so I can. There's no specific instructions. There's nothing to say that it needs to be anchored or recharged. But I will buy the recharger or the remote charger, wireless charger, just so I can get a bit of juice in them in the beast. I'm also gonna turn it on where. Oh. We're going to do this, and we're going to go to. I'm going to hit apply on that. I think this is all just shields and stuff. Hey, Jonah, how's it going? I'm so happy with the new update. The new radar is so useful, and new biome is so interesting to traverse. Hollow door stuff. That's great to hear, man. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate that a lot. Is Legion still planned? It kind of feels like Hawkeye took its place. Webfleb. What a name! Webfleb. Is Legion still planned? So let's talk about corporations. So there's still two, for those that sort of pay attention to TerraTech's kind of lore and the kind of the backstory, and I'm saying that in inverted commas because it's all very, very loose. We never really committed to doing any extra stuff with TerraTech. Like there is, if you read some blogs that date back pre-release, there's talk of extra corporations. Actually, there's talk of 6 corporations in total. No, 8 corporations in total. Sorry. There's the 6 that are currently in the game, and then there's 2 additional ones that aren't in the game, which is Legion and there is Space Junkers. And those, so are we actively working on Legion and Space Junkers? No, we're not. Is my honest answer to that. That's not to say that we will never work on them. It's just to say that we have other stuff to work on first. I'd love to do something like Legion because I think there's a lot of exciting things to do with that. Things like walker legs, for example, different types of weapons. So you're kind of thinking of like acid bombs or tar bombs, things that slow enemies down. That kind of cool stuff. I think Legion really opens itself up for. But yeah, like I say, it's not something that we're actively working on in a minute. But that we never say never, right? Because you just don't. It's just not something that's on our list. So I hope that answers that question. Right, so we're kind of, we're not even fully charged, but most things are open. So I'm just going to hit X. So I hope that it is just the one type of explosive bolt. Let's just hit X. Let's just hit X and see what happens. Am I in build beam? Yes, I am. Let's get out of build beam. Oh, okay, so there's some anti-grav. Some anti-grav stuff going on here as well. Let me just hit X and hope that it all sorts everything out. Okay, cool. Oh, this is neat. This is neat. So it's got tails on it. Okay. Oh, okay. It didn't last long on the old... I'm worried that we're going to need to have this fully charged. Let me turn off the shields and repair bubbles because they're going to be using up... They're going to passively use up electricity. It does look cool. This is Iron Alvin. This is a really cool looking ship with those tails. Hang on, I've ruined them. They are ruined. Okay, let's I need to reload. Let's reload the tech because something's happened to the tails. They've sort of somehow fallen off the tech. That's weird. Right again. Let's pop this over here. Let's jump into it. Let's send this home. Now, this is what I need. Let's turn off. Let's turn all that off. Because we're going to need to... the build beam broke the links. Thanks, Sharmoni. Right, don't go to build beam on this thing then. Right. Let's leave this to charges for a minute and let's take a look at what we have got going on this thing. So I'm going to go into auto mode. So it's all pretty, well, it's all stock stuff. There's no mods involved in this thing. You can build this yourself just using no mods. I'm appreciating the missile spam. We like a lot of missiles on our techs. There's some wireless charging at the back. I hope these wireless chargers to help charge these things. I want to know what these tails do, because there's some really interesting links and chain stuff going on. It's really kind of cool. What else have we got? I mean, there's what are we using as a form of propulsion? So there's some hovers at the back that look incredible, I must say. There's a really nice use of those better feature hovers. Adds a bit of detail. I like that a lot. And then there's the same thing down the side here. This is really awesome. Really fun. And then more missiles down the side. Are these some ion boosters? Yes, there's some boosters there. I actually think these hovers will provide some sort of turning capabilities as well, sort of similar to linear motion engines and that sort of stuff. Right, let me just see how much we've charged. I'm assuming not even a bar. Okay, we're not even starting to get onto a bar yet. Right, this is gonna have to do. So let's don't go into build beam. Let's just hit X. Ooh, speed off. Speed off. Okay, let me aeroplane now. Boost. I need boost. Oh, there we go. Who doesn't need tails on their techs, right? Oh, okay. So the tail has their own. The tails have their own shield bubbles and healing bubbles. That's why you need the wireless chargers. That's kind of cool. And it looks. Do you know what? I kind of like it with just a tail active, with the tail shield bubbles active. Oh, I've run out of juice. I've run out of juice. Oh, I wanted to build beam. I'm an idiot. Oh no. Oh, I'm blowing up my tech. Oh no. Well, there you go. I think. That was kind of cool. Let me restart the R&D labs because there's a lot of debris lying around now. This chair is not comfortable. I need a new chair in here. Need more chargers, yeah. Need more chargers. Unfortunately, the R&D land wasn't cut out to have big old power hungry, power thirsty. What are they called? Combat airships. These are meant to charge up, like this thing, for example. Beautiful. Anything more than that, and it's just, it's gonna struggle. Right, cool. So thanks for that one, Rooney. I really like that. Next up is Sebi. So they've made a plane. For once, the controls might not be what they initially look like. While it still controls like a normal plane, the explanation of what it looks like may be a bit odd. That's a weird way of saying that it might control differently. So let's load it in. So this is Sebi's tech. It's an airplane. Let me just refresh my memory as to. Okay, right. So it's this one. Oh, we need to fix that bug for one. That shouldn't spawn in like that. Oh, maybe it should. I thought that was weird. So there was a bug in the last in 1.19 where your tech would load in upside down or on a different axis to what it should do. I think that now has been fixed, and I just assumed erroneously that that's what would happen here, but apparently not. So let me just make sure I'm getting the controls right on this thing before I do anything. This plane functions as if it was built upwards rather than forwards, because it was. Good. It will load with its wheels to the ground, but don't build beam when it starts yelling at you. Instead, you can anchor. Okay. The plane will right itself upwards like a rocket, and you can then take off from your after you unanchor, or take off normally. That works too. It also comes with solar panels because I can, of course. The plane will not anchor if you build beam, and then the tech rights itself upwards, because the Hawkeye anchors are still weird about anchoring normal. Okay, cool. Yes, this is still an issue, and yes, it's still being annoying. Okay, fair enough. Right. Let's. Am I not anchored? Am I anchored? I am not currently anchored. So here we go. Right. So you're right. It does function just like a plane. Yeah, we can yaw, we can pitch, we can turn. Yeah, pitching and turning. We can bank. Oh, this is nice. Oh, okay, so we've got propellers or ion drives. If we need a bit of a boost, we have the boosters. Beautiful. This thing is a dream. So it's just a plane, right? It's just a plane that has kind of like a vert. It's not. I wouldn't. Obviously, I mean, everyone in chat's going to tell me off for calling it this, but it's not strictly a vertical. It's not a VTOL. It's not a vertical takeoff or landing plane technically. It's more like a rocket ship, I suppose. That's how I would describe it. So there's plenty of firepower. Oh, even on the underside as well. Let's get a bit more altitude. I need to boost up. Oh no, oh no, oh no, here we go. We're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash. Double beam. Fine. And he saves the day. Yay! How do I go? How do I unlock it on PS? I didn't unlock what? What are we talking about? Okay, there's other things I'm missing in chat, so I'm apologising if I'm missing stuff. I am not good at multitasking. Okay, this thing's awesome. This thing is super awesome. It flies really well. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm assuming Sebi has reasons why they built it to be kind of vertical. Do you know what? It kind of helped me take off, if I'm honest. So let's land it gracefully and then anchor. Oh, okay, right, there you go. And then if we unanchor, it will right itself, and then I can just boost. Use those propellers, all those jets to take off. And we're back in the air. Yeah, this thing is fun. This thing is really cool. I'm not quite sure. I mean, the practical implications of this are you get from A to B very efficiently. You know, the ability to just anchor, unanchor, take off is kind of useful. I like it. It is very creative. It is very creative, Shamoni. You're absolutely right. And that's what this whole community call is all about, is being creative and trying out different stuff. Because I'm sure, don't quote me on this. Oh no, you can't, because there's missiles, there's stuff underneath it. Ah, okay, so what this has done, quite interestingly, let me show. So, come on, anchor, please. Okay, that's probably what Sebi was talking about in there. It's fine, it'll stay upright. Let's go into photo mode, and I'll show you what I mean. So if this is, oh, hang on, there is wheels. Okay, well then never mind then. What I was going to say was if this was laying belly down and had to take off using wheels, that would take up valuable space for things like missiles, but actually that is not true because there are wheels here. So never mind that. How can I get this thing to tip over? I guess if I just take off and land it, right? Yeah, that'll work. Be gentle. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Catastrophe! Oh, for God's sake! I mean, there's a design flaw, if ever I've seen one. Just it exploding when you try and land it with the back end down. It was kind of a funny chain reaction though. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, everyone put your F's in chat for the tech. F's in chat, everyone. Let's give them no bubbles. Shamini, don't give me that. Don't give me no bubbles. Because bubbles wouldn't have saved it. Maybe. Now I can see. I mean, thankfully, it's not actually even dead. That's the funny thing, is it didn't even die. Through all that, the little cab is still intact. Oh, Shamoni, this is good. Sebi, you've done it again. This is amazing. Well done. It is getting hot in here. I think that's all of the text I've got to show today. So there's 3 texts, and then there's a video from Bruiser Capital are really tough. Good shout, Shamoni. I think they've got one of the highest health pools out of all the cabs. Lovely. Alan Golab, what are you talking about? You're asking the same questions a lot. How can you unlock it? What are you asking to unlock? Be more specific. Have you tried making a new save and seeing if it works on there? Okay. Are you talking about the resource radar? I think I can help you with that. But firstly, let's look at Darwinstein's submission. So I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to pause the music. I'm going to switch over to this. I'm going to switch this over. Hopefully this works. Hopefully you can all still hear me and see me. And then this is a video. So let's give you some context. So Darwin is Darwin Stein, to use that full name, is a modder. They've been working on modding TerraTech for ages now. And they like to do ridiculous big things, is the best way to describe it. They have a whole sub-military section for the Hawkeye Corporation, which they called Nova Corp or Nova. And they built countless blocks and weapons and militia. They even have little figurines, block things that you can use on your techs, that even they add little functionality. It's kind of cool. Well, it's not kind of cool. It's incredibly cool. It's the coolest thing. And they like to sort of add new stuff every now and then. So this is part of their new mod. I think this is they've since released a new mod. I think since the last time we've done a community call. So what I'm going to show you now is exactly that. Is a video that Darwin Stein has graciously put together that showcase. Hang on, let me read the description, and then I'll show you the video. The video is called "Breaking the Build Limit with 158 cells long super carrier." This is a TerraTech mod showcase. So let me reiterate, this is mods. Darwin Stein will talk me through more about what this is. But this particular ship that you can see in the frame is the NSN Atlantic. It's 158 cells or blocks long. It's a super carrier that will dominate the battle space with its fighter wing complement. The flight deck of an Atlantic-class supercarrier is custom-made by DMS and can accommodate up to 30 aircraft. 10 on the flight deck itself and 20 more inside the lower cabin, I think that's going to say. Lower hangar bay. Designed to be the focal point. Hang on, I won't scroll down too much. Listen, I'm not going to talk about too much. I'm just going to play the video. I have closed captions on. You'll be able to hear and read what Darwin Stein is talking about in 3, 2, 1, go.
Attention troopers, this is your
Cool, I think you can hear that.
It is my pleasure to unveil the latest innovation.
So let's take a look at what Darwin Stein is saying. So it's talking about mod. They're giving a bit. Like Darwin Stein likes to give a bit of here. Darwin Stein is actually in Twitch chat, so they're going to explain more about what this thing is. Louder, please. Of course. That's as loud as that goes.
You can accommodate up to 30 aircraft. 10 on the flight deck
Shift this
itself,
up.
and 20 more inside the lower hangar bay.
Can you hear that? Is that all okay?
Designed to be the focal point for NSN Atlantic and other ships in the same class, this flight deck has a runway that is 150 cells long, and also comes with its own command and navigation tower,
air
traffic control tower,
it.
and 2 elevators to access the lower hangar bay.
Cool.
The aircraft that can be accommodated in this carrier are limited to small fighters and interceptors. Anything larger than 11 cubed will not fit to enter the hangar bay.
Okay, so it's only 5 minutes. That'll bring us up nicely to sort of the end of the stream.
To access the hangar bay, when controlling an aircraft, simply land on the flight deck, then right-click on the carrier to enter. When controlling the carrier, press H and click to retrieve an aircraft, and press spacebar to launch them.
I'm going to make myself a bit bigger so you can see my
After
face.
accessing the hangar bay once, that specific aircraft will be assigned to this specific carrier,
Oh, no,
and the next time you want to access the same carrier, you only need to approach the runway, and the aircraft will be automatically retrieved. Please note that this is an unofficial mod, and will
It is an
require
unofficial mod.
by Legion
Okay,
Knights to
cool.
work
So it uses
properly.
unofficial mods. So you won't be able to find this on the workshop, or if you do, you'll have to install additional stuff. Just FYI.
And if for some reason you don't want any fighters parked on the flight deck, or simply wanted to park your own fighters, you can go to your custom blocks folder and delete these 3 files.
This is
dummy.obj,
ridiculous.
dummy.obj, and call dummy.obj. and then restart the game.
For those that are talking in YouTube, this is an unofficial mod. This isn't anything that's actually in TerraTech at the minute, in any game, in any version
Also
of TerraTech. These are all mods.
Module
So if you want to add these to your game, unfortunately you have to be on PC, on the Steam version, and you can load these mods in using unofficial mod loaders and things like that.
Definitely, without the need to refuel or recharge. Because of the sheer size of the flight deck, it cannot be reached by normal heal or shield bubbles. So instead,
Nina
the
Liu,
crew
you
inside
have
the carrier
PC.
will simply have to do their best and repair the carrier from inside out. This self-repair action will, of course, consume power, but between the reactor trickle charging the ship's batteries and a small amount of power consumed.
By the way, I can't actually, I have my speakers turned off, so I can't actually hear what Darwin's saying.
Damage from small enemies.
I hope he's not swearing.
However, if you somehow find yourself being overwhelmed by enemies, the self-repair will eventually lose out and the reactor will become critical. When that happens, the carrier will be torn apart by a violent explosion with a force equivalent to several nuclear warheads going off at once.
That's the end of that.
This is the absolute worst case scenario that can happen to a ship
so
of
there's
this
about
class.
2 minutes left.
Therefore, after this combat test, any Atlantic-class supercarrier will not be allowed to go on solo missions and must always operate in a battle group with at least 4 escort ships. In earlier videos, I talk about creating parts for cruisers and heavy cruisers. But the more I think about it, the less sure I am about what more to add. We've had armors and batteries in the frigate pack, and we've also had a lot of nukes and weapons in the destroyer pack. And I thought to myself, what is a cruiser if not simply a bigger ship that can do both? So let me know, what do you think should be on a heavy cruiser or a better cruiser? And if I should keep creating mods that breaks the build limit, or should I create something on a smaller scale? In fact, let's start the 4th chapter of Community Research Grants right now. The rules are still the same. Write down your mod ideas in the comment section, and any proposal with the most number of likes will be developed into a mod. Anything that needs a new code support will be shelved until I can secure said code support from code modders in the community. The vote will be concluded in 2 weeks. We will see who wins Chapter 4 of DMS Community Research Grants. This is Darren Stein signing off.
Darren Stein signing off. Bosh. Thank you so much for that, Darwin Stein. That was friggin' awesome. Turn the music down a bit. There we go. Yeah. 2 thumbs up for Darwin Stein. Love it. Yeah, if you like that and you want to see more of Darwin Stein stuff, I'm going to share the YouTube video now so you can watch the video yourself. And if you want to suggest things to Darwin Stein to mod with Community Research Grant, as they lovingly call it, that's a really good name actually, is active. So if you have things you want Darwin to mod, send over your suggestions and they will take a look. Super. Alright, I think that's going to bring us to the end of today's stream. I'm pretty impressed with how much I've managed to squeeze out of today's stream. That's nearly an hour, or sort of 50 minutes. I only had 3 techs and a video. Well done, me. Right. So I guess I can ask, has anyone got any questions about TerraTech? Do you want to know anything interesting? Any interesting tidbits about TerraTech that you might not know? You have me for another 5 minutes, then I've got to shoot. Where is the voting? I think the voting for that video is in the comments. So head over to the comments. What's next week? Excuse me. It's a bit up in the air what are we going to be doing next week, Sharmoni. I might do a new stuff stream, try and showcase some of the map stuff that Django has been working on. Yes, you heard me. If you missed last week's stream, we showcased a map. That's right. There may be a map coming to TerraTech. So maybe depending on where we're up to with that, there may also be some new blocks. So we're working on a new weapon, for example. I can confirm this isn't a secret. There is a new weapon, like a laser weapon, an electric weapon that's coming to Rescue Research. So you can mine the new scrap piles using the Rescue Research laser. It's kind of like a arms on it. It's going to look really cool. So depending on what state that's in, it may not be ready to show up next week. So that's kind of why I'm sort of split between what we can do next week, to be honest. Because if there's stuff to show, I will show it. If not, we may just do another campaign playthrough or a mod review or something else. We've not done we haven't done a community challenge in a while, so I may kick off a new community challenge. We'll see. Right. If there's no other questions, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks ever so much for stopping by, chat. It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, I do enjoy doing my weekly streams. Come back next week to see my face. There'll be other people in the studio next week as well, so there'll be someone else that I can grab in. Maybe I'll bring Taku in if Taku's around. Taku's one of our designers. They can explain some of the decisions Taku has been making for things like scrap pile, that sort of stuff. Cool. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks again for stopping by. See you soon.